Potato salad. Everybody loves potato salad. If you don't, I don't know why you're watching this video. But if you're still watching, which you should be, I'm going to show you how to make it low fat. Traditionally, potato salad was made with mayonnaise, and if you're plant-based, mayonnaise is a no-no. Then the next step would be cashew cream, but cashew cream has a lot of fat, so we want to avoid that too. And then comes like silken tofus, which is good, but I came up with something even lower in fat, and let me show you how to do it. To make this potato salad, you're gonna need like 6 medium potatoes, okay? I use the yellow ones, but it can be like Idaho's, it can be yellow, red, whatever you like, doesn't really matter, it's not all that crucial. I have here, let's call this 1.5 ribs of celery, a small onion, apple cider vinegar, sweet pickle relish, Gulden's mustard. Does it have to be Gulden's? No, but it is the best one. Then you have black pepper, which I'm going to freshly crack in there, and lemon juice. Can it be freshly squeezed lemon juice? Absolutely. Why am I using the stuff from a bottle? Because it's what I had handy. You're also going to need a pot with some water in it. It's almost half full right now, and it's on a cooktop. Again, like I always say, if you're doing this at home, you probably want to do it on the stove because the cooktop is just not convenient at all. Anyway, to get started, we have our potatoes washed. Notice the skin is still on them because that is like the best part for nutrients. And I'm just going to dice them up. How small is up to you. I like bite size, you know, you don't want huge chunks of potato. See, like that. Be back once I'm done.
Non più tra I farfalloni amoroso, notte giorno di torno girano, delle belle.
Okay, once you have your potatoes cut, time to go into the pot. So let's just bring the pot over here. Now, they always say you should start with cold water. I mean, you know, room temperature at least. I mean, I didn't make it cold. I don't really know why that is. Probably has something to do with the starches. And yeah, I just splashed and I just dropped one too. Saving that one for later. I can't do anything without dropping something or splashing. It's a thing. Okay, but anyway, they say you should start in cold water, so we're starting in cold water. I think it has something to do with the way the starches form. I'm not gonna get into it. If somebody actually knows, please let me know. I'm curious. And I'm just cranking the heat on that. We want that to come to a boil. I need to wipe my hands off and get the piece that dropped. All right, my hands have been properly dried now, so we can get to the rest of the ingredients. Now, some of what goes into potato salad is completely optional. Some is mandatory. Everybody makes it completely differently. There's so many different flavors, and whatever you want to put in it is up to you. This one works because of the play of the flavors with each other, simulating that mayonnaise-like sauce that covers potato salad. So just bear with me, try it this way once. If you don't like it, make alterations as needed.
So this isn't the vinegar-based potato salad, is what you're trying to tell
No, this is the creamy one.
This is a southern-ish potato salad.
There's a vinegar-based one?
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Oh.
I don't like vinegar-based potato salad. That's just me. You're allowed to like it. I'm not judging. I just don't care for it myself. So I have the celery, and I'm chopping it up into wee bits. Not too small. You know, a little smaller than a potato.
The celery does add a bit of flavor to the potato salad, but it's really there for its texture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want to have that crunch to go with the nice soft potato. I like to cook the potatoes till they are done, but don't overcook. Generally speaking, once it comes to a boil, I go about 8 to 10 minutes, start checking. We'll show you. And an onion. A lot of people don't even put an onion in there. I do, because I like onions. Also, onions are actually really healthy for you. They do add quite a bit of flavor, and again, they add a bit of crunch. Now, if you happen to have an issue with alliums, you can certainly leave them out. By the way, all these little bits and pieces coming off, these don't go to waste. And no, we don't even compost them. They go into our veggie broth, which we make from the scraps in an Instant Pot. If you're curious how to do that, we just happen to have a video on it. Again, I'm dicing it into pretty rustic size pieces. I mean, not everybody likes a huge honking chunk of onion in their mouth, so, you know, I'm being careful. But this is enough basically for the two of us and maybe a little bit more. So it's probably like 3, maybe 4 servings. Or, you know, if you're us, it's 1 serving for each of us. Okay, got all my veggies chopped. So, I'm gonna get a bowl for mixing, put them right into the bowl. At this point, we wait for the potatoes. Okay, it's been like 7 to 8 minutes, and what you're looking for is called fork tender. Now, let me demonstrate fork tender for you. And you get a fork, you know, just a standard everyday fork, and you wanna put it in the potato. It should go in with basically no resistance. If you feel like it's crunchy, it is not ready to go. Perfect, that's exactly what we want. And now, since these are still cooking, I wanna strain them off, and we'll be right back. All right, so now that we have our potatoes strained, I did just put them right back on the pot in the strainer so that they stay draining, because you want them to dry out a little bit. I mean, some people put the pot right back on the stove. I've burned them a couple times doing that, so I don't really do that all that much. But what I do want to do is make our mayonnaise. And for that, we got out the blender. But I'm making it using potatoes. That's right, the potatoes become the sauce as well as the basis, making this a true potato salad. So let's have the blender pitcher try to make this work. How much? That's a good question. I have 6 total potatoes here. I really only want to use about 1 potato worth to make the sauce. You don't need as much as you think. I mean, you know. By the way, we're trying out the new well, it's not new, it's new to us, 48-ounce pitcher for the Vitamix. See how that works out. I'm just gonna put that back on there. And the rest of the potato, I'm gonna dump in with the rest of our veggies so I can get this out of the way. All right, now, we got potatoes in the Vitamix. We got potatoes over here. We got all this stuff in the middle. So what we wanna do is flavor that up, because there's not enough liquid in the potatoes themselves to make a nice creamy sauce, so we're gonna use some other things to add some liquid. This is Bragg's apple cider vinegar. Notice I am shaking it up to get all the mother off the bottom. That's the good stuff, so they say, so I just like to do that. Plus, it makes the last few mouthfuls or squirts or whatever volume you're using less solidified stuff than the rest of it. So, you know, do that. How much? Probably about a tablespoon. I'm not really one for measuring, as you know. Tablespoon, tablespoon and a half. I like a little bit of acidity in my potato salad. Not everybody does. You know, do it to your personal preference. Lemon juice. I'm putting this in on purpose because the lemon juice actually makes it more like a mayonnaise, because mayonnaise has some lemon in it.
It has that bit of tang that if you didn't add that, it would be missing.
Right, and you'd think vinegar does that too. Yes, but they do it in slightly different ways. And I don't mean to block Derica's face here. I just put in, maybe that's half a tablespoon, not all that much. Put in some grinds of black pepper for me, would you, please? And then comes the Gouldens. Now, any mustard will work. You can use just yellow mustard if you really want to. Whoops. Just make sure that, you know, you get it into the blender. And I'm doing probably a good 2 tablespoons, trying to not make too much of a mess. It kind of exploded on me. And then, put the lid on it.
We blend.
Yeah, I like to start off really slow so it doesn't just spatter everything all over the place, so go for it. Now, this is what I wanted to see. See how much liquid we actually have in there. It looks like it's pretty good, because sometimes you can block it up and the blender won't run. So, looks like we're pretty good. In the words of Elton Brown, put the screws to it. All right, I let that go for 55 seconds. Could you go 56? Yes. Could you go 54? Probably. Basically, about a minute, okay? That's what you're looking for. And then you get this lovely, creamy, mayonnaise-like sauce. Let me show you what it looks like. See, it has a lovely, thick consistency. That's what we're looking for. It'll actually thicken up a little bit more as it cools. And it already smells really, really nice. You got the lemon and the mustard smell coming through. So what I'm gonna do is try to dump this into here. Actually, I'm gonna hand this to Derica. While she does that, I'm going to clean up a little bit. I do love my Vitamix. What I don't like is having to clean out the inside. And now that I'm having shoulder issues, that's why she was doing it, it's even harder. I can't hold it and do it at the same time. So yeah, that's one of the problems that I have with the Vitamix. But other than that, I think the Vitamix is a wonderful thing. And now we just mix this through.
Non più tra I farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo, ma ci sento a dolcino d'amor.
Yeah, so as we're mixing, this is when you can check out, do we have enough onion? Do we have enough celery? Did we put in enough of everything? I think we're good. So, next step is the pickle relish. Now, one thing to remember about pickle relish is it does usually contain corn syrup, sugars, things like that. So, while it's tasty, I don't like to use it all the time and I don't like to use a lot. However, this is potato salad. This is probably the healthiest potato salad you'll ever have. So a little bit of not skimping, a little bit of indulgence is okay. I'm gonna go with, let's call that 2 tablespoons, though in reality it's more like a 1/4 cup. It's probably 4 tablespoons of pickle relish. Again, optional ingredient. Not everybody goes for pickle relish in their potato salad. We have found that when you're making a plant-based option for something, the more flavors you can put in there, the better. Just throw the kitchen sink at it. I mean, give it everything you got. That's why I did mustard and apple cider vinegar and pickle relish, because it just adds all the flavor. I mean, let's be honest, potatoes don't have a lot of flavor on their own, and our sauce is made from potatoes. So, you know, bland on bland, right? So you gotta add more flavors. Notice what I didn't add though is salt. We did not put any salt in this whatsoever. But you know what it's time for? Gotta see what this tastes like.
Now this hasn't had a chance to chill yet, and I don't know about you, but I really prefer my potato salad chilled. Now I know there are some regions where a warm potato salad is the preferred method of serving. It's not my preferred method, but I know I'm gonna get a good sampling of the flavor profile even in this warm state.
And it would take hours for this to cool. That's why it's only 12:30 in the afternoon. We're making this early because we're planning on having this with dinner. How are we on flavor? Okay, it's got the creaminess. That's the big thing. It's got creaminess to it. It's also got the nice tangy bite from the vinegar and the lemon.
A little bit of sweetness from the pickle relish.
Yeah, you would not know this wasn't made with mayonnaise. Of course, don't look at it too hard because it's not white, okay? It's not white. It's more like a clear color, and that's okay. Some people will take like an almond milk or a soy milk, and they'll blend that with the potatoes to make it a little bit more white. I find that makes it a little liquidy, so like you really don't need it. Instead, I like to add more vinegar and more things that add flavor to it and not really worry about the color so much. I mean, you know, hey, it looks okay to me. And what do you do with this now? Well, you can keep it in the fridge and you can eat it over the next several days. You will want to mix it up every time you go to eat it though, because it'll start to cake together. All those starches will start to set up. It'll actually get better after a day or two, just because, you know, things like this tend to do that. Plus when it's colder, it really does taste a lot better.
So, if you're looking for a low-fat option in a comfort food such as potato salad, here you go.
As always, guys, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.